Right, in this module, we're going to be talking about coming up with ideas, angles, and concepts. Now, they're three very different things, and that is what I'm going to kind of break down in this exact lesson, and I'm going to show you how we're actually going to ideate. So, this is like a hierarchy. When you're creating ads, understand that there's two levels, or this is the way that I would like to break them down. So, the overall thing for an ad is I have an idea for an ad. So that's at the top. And then we've got angles underneath that, and then underneath that we've got concept. So the angle is like the core message and positioning. That's what we're saying about the product. You should understand what angles are, right? Concept is how we deliver that angle. So visually, formatically. Most people are going to confuse these and they just jump into let's write ads. But we can't do that. And the reason for that is I'm going to show you this as well. This is going to dive into like media buying a little bit, right? But this is the way that ad accounts are set up now, right? If you ever worked with a brand that's running ABOs and all that shit, if they're printing money with it, that's fine. You need to run with what they're running with. But I was talking about like, remember when we were talking about like your normie brands that are testing like interest targeting and all that shit. That stuff does not work anymore. The only way that you can scale, and the way that you scale, I'm kind of diving into media buying here, is you throw everything into a CBO, a campaign budget optimization for per country. So you have one for US, for this is our USA one, and then underneath that you have ad sets, right? So this is ad set 1, angle 1. This is ad set 2 to angle 2. And then this is 3, angle 3, right? Now we could make, this is how we would typically test it at the very start if you're testing ads, right? You would have this ad set here, which is targeting one angle, and then in here we can either test hooks or we can test concepts, okay? But it's this one specific angle, right? And then this could be a totally different angle, or it could be the same angle as this with different concepts. So what I mean by concepts is how you're delivering that. Is it a UGC video? Is it a straight VSL with B-roll? Is it an unboxing? Is it the product in use? Like, what is the visual format? Is it a doctor speaking? Is it the creator speaking? Is it the brand owner speaking? So that's the way that you need to think of it. Angle is what you're saying, the concept is how you're showing it. So top level. Angle is the strategic positioning, the core claim and message that addresses a specific pain point, desire, or objection. Bottom level is the creative execution, the format, the visual style, the delivery mechanism for that angle. One angle can have multiple concepts, but you can't have a concept without an angle. So I've got some examples here, right? And we're going to use our peptide eye serum. The angle, you're spending $200 on eye cream that sits on top of your skin doing nothing because the molecules are too large to penetrate. So we could just talk about molecules there. The concept is UGC split screen format. On the left side, we're going to have like a medical diagram showing large cream molecules sitting on top of this surface versus peptide molecules penetrating the dermis layer. On the right side, we're going to have a UGC creator explaining I wasted 3 years buying department store eye creams until I learned about molecular weight, text overlay, etc. Now we could have like an ergonomic office chair. The 2 p.m. lower back pain right. Saying makes you stand up every 20 minutes isn't normal. It's your chair compressing your L4 and your L5 disc. Concept is a before and after demonstration video. The same angle could use different concepts. So we could use desk cam footage with timestamps. We could use a physical therapist explaining the specific disc damage mechanism. We could use a split screen of an MRI scan showing compression. Example, protein powder. You're drinking 30 grams of protein but only absorbing 12 grams because your powder is cut with maltodextrin that spikes insulin and blocks amino acid uptake. The concept is going to be an ingredient label teardown. So we could have a creator talking about, like, I was wondering why I was only gaining muscle and whatever this is. And then we could have multiple concepts underneath this, like a blood work comparison. We could have a bodybuilder breaking down why they switch brands. We could have side-by-side muscle gain progress photos, whatever it may be. So why this matters? Because when you separate an angle from a concept, it means that you can test the angles faster. We could test the same angle. These could all be the exact same angle, and we could have UGC here, we could have a doctor here, and then we could have a straight VSL with B-roll here. Except like it basically opens up the amount that you can test. It also means that we can scale winners easier. So if an angle works, what we'd end up doing, so let's say we didn't do that, let's say we tested different angles. So we've got our peptide eye serum. We're targeting an older demographic with this one, and we're speaking about wrinkles on your eyes and how your partner doesn't find you attractive anymore. Then ad set 2 is a younger demographic, and the angle is about like, you look terrible in photos, right? And then this is a different angle. Then this one starts working. Then what we would do is we would multiply this onto another ad set with the same angle, and then we would test the concept within it, or we could test hooks within it. So this is how we're going to use this. We're going to use our research. We're going to find core pain points, desires, and objections. We're going to start developing angles, and then we're going to brainstorm concepts, and then you test and launch. So that is the kind of hierarchy of angle creation and idea. That's the idea framework. So over the next few lessons, what we're going to do is break down some angles, create some concepts, and we're actually going to do this. A lot of it's manual because what we're going to be doing is stealing from other brands. So that is it for the idea framework, and I'll see you guys in the next video.